Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Thom Raley. The campaign is Our Ladies of Sorrow. It is written by Kevin Ross. Our game master is Alex Sun, and this is episode 16. Our recap will be given by Holly Butow as her character, June Abear. But before we begin, we have a new patron. Badger Breasts has pledged 14.5 pounds. That's around $18 a month to our club. Thank you so much, Badger Breasts. So without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Holly?
Thank you, Tom. When I'd heard people talk about their lives flashing before their eyes, I always imagined that it was just an exaggeration, a way to emphasize the danger they felt in a particular moment, but ultimately just storytelling. As I nearly drowned in that damn river, desperately hoping to save this little girl, to push her to safety, I can say that those people were right. All those memories, thoughts, regrets rolled over and over in my mind. I saw Mom. She looked healthy, vibrant, not the pitifully emaciated form she was on her deathbed. I saw Chris and Kelly. God, I wish things had gone differently there. That I'd acted differently. It wasn't fair to him. I felt this despair at my actions, like it would be so easy to just let go and be done with it all. But that's what she wants, isn't it? She preys on those who are vulnerable, and I think we've shown her that we aren't weak. After acquiring weapons at an antique store, we had a conversation with the shop owner about the child's body found in the trunk. He was understandably very disturbed by the whole thing, but he was able to give us some information about the woman that the trunk came from. Divorced from her husband right around the time the boy went missing because she couldn't have children. Certainly sounds like a prime candidate for La Llorona's scheming. We need to go look at her home and see if any other victims might be hiding there. After our conversation with the store owner, Andy went to seek solace at a nearby church, but was attacked once again by La Llorona. She appeared to him in the confessional, disguised as a man grieving after drowning a child because a long-haired woman told him to. She then flooded the confessional and trapped him in using thick strands of hair. Everett was able to free him, thankfully, with a katana no less. On our way to the neighborhood watch, we came across a local museum honoring Frances Liston, an actress from the 40s. Nathaniel immediately recognized her from a vision he had, a femme fatale, threatening to kill us all for taking something from her. We'll need to look into this further. The events at the river have shaken us all. I nearly died. Esteban is severely injured. Nathaniel and Rooster put up a good fight, but La Llorona slipped away from us again. We'll be ready when she comes back, though. We have to be.
Thank you, Holly. So let's continue where we left off. Our investigators have just gotten back from the muddied riverbanks, having saved the child beforehand. Getting back to the resort, they washed up quickly in order to get to the Frances Liston Museum. So here they stand, October 6th, Tuesday, about 8 p.m., in front of this two-story household. You can see inside, the lights are on, and in the front porch area, it's an enclosed front porch, there are several mannequins.
All right, let's see if it's open.
Yeah.
Shake off the remainder of the rain.
Mm-hmm.
You said it let up, but we're still kind of wet, so.
I'm assuming the mannequins are kind of stylized as we would have seen Frances Liston in her
Movie stars.
heyday as a star. Yeah.
Of course. Yes. So,
set outfits.
I swear to God, if those come to life and start attacking us, freaking out.
well, that'd be a cliche. So, as you step into the indoor perch, you can see the first mannequin is dressed up like a news journalist from the 1930s. One of Frances Liston's roles in her many films. There is a man inside. He is manning the front desk area. You can see the kitchen behind him has been converted to a gift shop, and the rest of the household is just plastered with posters of Frances Liston. Her face is everywhere. He looks up and he says, "Oh, good evening."
Good evening.
Good evening.
Barry.
Barry. Nathaniel.
Yeah, Barry Phillips. Well, nice to meet you. Here for the world-famous Frances Liston Museum tour?
Yeah, we
Yeah, big fans.
World famous indeed.
Yep. Well, admission is $3 per adult, so we can get that out of the way. You can trust me, everything here is authentic. Barry himself is a Caucasian man in his mid-40s. He's dressed in business casual. He's got a tie on. You can tell that he's probably had a long day of work at his job at the dentist. And this seems to you like his passion project.
So, Barry, what brought you to establish this outfit?
Oh, well, I've always been interested in Frances Liston. She had some fantastic movies when she was in her heyday, back in the late 1930s, early 1940s. I've got a cinema in the basement.
Oh,
All her movies on reel.
Huh.
Are you a relative? I'm curious your devotion to Miss Liston.
Oh, no, I'm just a fan who is taking advantage of having bought up this house, her childhood home, for a great price.
so if you recall, Alex, we'd said in the last episode that we were going to do some research on her. So
Yep.
I'm going to start saying things that will convince him that we are big fans and that we've done a lot of research.
Yeah, and I've put some of her movies in the chat.
Oh, so do you actually have an actual copy of The Devil's Eyes?
I do. It's in the cinema in the basement, and
That's-
which you're welcome to look at after.
That's a
the
hard one
tour.
to find,
Yes, they're all first edition copies. It took me years of scrounging around on eBay and estate sales to find.
We find some of
Is
those.
this from the outside of the house? Did it look like well maintained or kind of run down? Kind of.
Oh, it's
old?
well maintained. He's taking good care of his house.
So, when did you say you purchased the house?
Oh, maybe about 20 years ago.
And you said you got a
Well,
good son. Was that just from timing the market well, or was there something that contributed to that?
Well, mostly just luck, really. Like, I was a fan of her work. I was introduced to her back in college when I was at film school. And then, what do you know? She grew up in Belford.
Do you get a lot of people?
Oh, not a lot. Not as hardcore as yourselves, having known of her movies. It's usually just an attraction for tourists.
What is it about her that makes her look so fascinating to you? Right.
Well, she actually has such a tragic story, I tell you. And tell you what, I'll tell her story on the tour, and I'm assuming you're all signed up.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Pretend like we're just an average customer learning about Miss Liston.
Right, then let me just take you through. And he starts to walk you through the living room, where you can see that there are more mannequins, a lot of paintings of Frances Liston on the walls. There's a lot of antique newspaper stories on display cases showing her life. And as he walks you through, he gives you the facts. Frances Liston, she was born to a coal delivery man, Neil Liston, and his wife Margaret in Baleford, right here, on October 20th, 1919. She was the first child, and she had a brother. She had two brothers, one born the following year and another one in 1922. She was very mature at an early age, and she would raise her brothers as a young girl. She also excelled at school and would have would have graduated high school had she not left and escaped to go to Hollywood in 1936 to become an actress. Her perseverance allowed her to get, and obviously her good looks allowed her to get into a lot of movies some with RKO Studios. She found herself playing a lot of femme fatales in similarly strong female roles in the films that you've named. We've got In League with the Night, Strong Medicine, Renegade's Trail, One Last Kiss Goodbye, etc. And when making the occult thriller The London Game in 1944, Frances fell in love with co-star, expatriate Englishman Andrew Wilder. The two married in early 1945, and later that year, the couple welcomed a son named Alan. The following year, daughter Louise was born. During these 2+ years, Frances made no films, and Wilder's marginal success waned. At Frances's insistence, they exchanged roles, with Andrew raising the children back at home and Frances launching her comeback career. And she was successful for quite a time with the film The Lion Tamer and Gretchen Walker, rest in peace, but failed to regain the degree of success that she had earlier in her life.
Yeah.
She started to appear in smaller and smaller films until her husband was accused of communist sympathies, and that basically ruined them. That just smashed their that comeback.
Fucking McCarthy.
Yep. Well, why don't we head upstairs and I can show you the master bedroom, France, and her bedroom, Frances's bedroom, where she herself has grew up in. As you go up the creaking stairs, you can see that there are several more mannequins. There are a lot of photographs of Frances Liston in this hallway. And he opens the door to the bedroom, where a children's bed is still there. There are photos of Frances at every age. There's 2 mannequins standing at the front, at the far wall. One, a child in a simple dress resembling the one worn by Frances in the nearby photo, and another one that shows her in a very early publicity photo. There's also a vanity table with a big mirror on it and a bunch of makeup. And this vanity table was purchased from a dealer in Los Angeles and was actually owned by Frances Liston herself. Now, let's talk about the downfall. So, as her fall from glory, return to glory, stumbled, she turned to alcohol, drinking scotch to help her sleep, as well as other sleeping medications. Her performances in her later films became slurred, sloppy, wasn't good at all. And eventually she lashed out at her husband and children and drove them away. Her husband basically took her children and went back to England, while she ended up basically drying up her bank account, and she ended up dying in a cheap hotel room in Hollywood in 1962 because and she did not look pretty. She was bloated from years of alcohol and medicinal abuse and from a bad heart. So, and her her family didn't even attend her funeral.
Really?
It was that bad.
It's very sad. Very
What
sad.
were,
Not like Judy Garland.
what were her ties back to Baleford? When she hit it big, was she
She never returned.
Well,
Did they ever sell this house, or was the house just here waiting? Empty?
I would assume that it was sold after her parents passed, and then her brothers and sisters didn't want anything to do with it anymore because they went on and moved off out of Baleford.
And what about her husband and kids? Where did they go?
They're still in England. Or the children are, at least. From what I know. Yes, very, very tragic.
Very sorry.
If you'd like, I could walk you towards the gift shop, or we can head to the basement and check out the cinema.
I'd love to see the
let's
setup
do
you
that.
have there.
We don't want to keep you too long, but this seems to be your passion, and we're kind of interested, so sure.
Fascinating, tragic figure. And what would you say? What was your name?
My name is Rooster. Everybody
Rooster.
calls me Rooster. It's really not Rooster, but
Oh, nice
Cool.
to meet you. All right, well, let's go. Let's go to the screening room. And
Alex, I've got a question. Is there, in the sort of my seeing her in my vision, I guess you'd call it, if I had done a little bit of research and looked up some of the films that she had been in, would I have noticed that the setting that she was threatening me from, would that be from a particular film that she was in? Like, would I recognize the movie now?
Yes. Yes, you would. As a matter of fact, you were looking at that on the way here on your phone or on the laptop when you were waiting for someone else to finish showering. And I'd like you to roll sanity, because those were actual lines from the film where she was avenging her sister's death from a man named Nathaniel.
I got an 8, so...
All right. So, coincidence. That doesn't make it any less weird. So, yes, those were actual lines from the movie.
Kind of sends a shiver up my spine. Ugh, it's uncanny.
So, Barry, he takes a key and unlocks the basement where he welcomes you down. He goes first, and you can see that this room, it has enough seating for 35 people. It's a massive basement.
nice.
Yes.
GM, how old is Barry?
Barry's in his mid-30s.
Okay.
There is a 35 millimeter projector at the back of the room, and another mannequin in the corner that looks like Frances Liston in her role in League with the Night, which was her first significant role. This mannequin is provocatively dressed. It's like a long black dress, and she's got a cigarette in one hand and a revolver in the other.
That was from the 1930s?
Yes, in League with the Night. Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Late
So
1930s.
late 1930s. So I wonder how she got away from the League of Decency and wearing something like that.
Hollywood loved her.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it was hot as hell.
Man, Barry, I think that if Frances were around today, she'd be really honored that you're treating her like this. You're really...
Keep this place really nice.
Yep. Well, I do have some films if you're welcome to watch any of these films.
Well, it's near your closing, isn't it? We don't want to...
Yeah, it is.
Maybe we'll come back by tomorrow.
Fine by me.
What time do you open?
That would be 6 p.m. on Monday to Thursday, and if I'm not here, it's usually my wife.
Because you're a dentist, right?
Yes, I am. I have a business in downtown.
Film school to dentist. Interesting fact.
Yes, I was snapped out of it. And decided to, and my parents wanted me to make money, so.
Yeah, but you make enough money that you can have a really cool hobby.
Exactly. Yeah.
Keep all of this stuff.
Yes.
Any kids?
No, I don't have any kids.
Cool.
Well, Barry, thanks for your time. I really appreciate you letting us have a gander. Sorry for coming in so close to closing, but...
Oh, no, it's all right. And,
maybe I'd kind of like to get a look at that, The Devil's Eyes, but tomorrow. Yeah.
I mean, I have
really
all
rare.
the films on
It's
CD,
really rare.
on DVD, if should you wish. It's in the gift shop.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, well, let me lock this up and let's head over to the gift shop, people. And he finger guns that way. So, you can see in the gift shop that there's a lot of DVDs, each for $25. And there's a lot of photo prints of Liston, which are available for $5 each, as well as poster reproductions for $10 each.
Well, I think that, he's doing a lot of work here and preserving this, so I'll buy something. I'll buy the movie that I said, The Devil's Eyes.
Okay. You got it. So he rings you up. Yeah, right. So if I'm not here because I'm working late tomorrow, it should be my wife, Kathy.
Cool. What's your last name, Barry?
Phillips.
All right. Shall we, gentlemen, ladies?
Yep.
He gives you a bow.
By all means.
Yeah, let's go. Thank you, Barry.
Of course.
Yes, thank you for your time.
Anytime.
Man, that guy is really passionate about what he does.
Well, I get it. If you make enough money, you can have a really cool hobby, and you might as well throw yourself into it if you've got the time and the money.
And
I don't
Alex-
know. It strikes me as incredibly odd.
Oh,
I don't know. There's something.
I kept
It
wanting...
feels like some crazy fetish to me.
Well, I didn't know enough about Frances Liston, but if he'd have said that, she murdered her kids and dumped them in the river, then I would have gone, oh, we're getting close. But
Yeah, I was expecting a connection.
something like that I was hoping for.
I mean, the fact that she never returned to her. I mean, and Nathaniel, don't get me wrong, but I mean, your name is in that movie. Like that's just the dialogue. So you just saw a scene from the film, perhaps, and interpreted it in a way that's in keeping with your preternatural experiences.
The
Maybe
thing
there
is,
no connection between.
have any of you really ever watched one of her movies?
well,
No,
the thing,
I never heard of her until today.
The thing is that, just to clarify with me, Alex, is that you said that her first role was in a long black dress that was in the 30s. Mannequin. That's what the mannequin was wearing in the theater, right?
Oh, right.
Yes.
Yeah, he's got all of the dresses.
Yeah, and that's when Antonia's gonna point out that didn't you find back in Boston? Remember that you found a dress.
Oh, well, yeah, I actually thought of that when I was there. I was looking for a crinkly black dress, but that would have belonged to Mater, what's her name?
Well, the thing is that were you able to get that class of didn't you say you got it identified to be somewhere from the 30s as well? I remember you said that you brought it to maybe a dressmaker of some sort.
Yeah. I mean, it was that era of clothing. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, it could be another coincidence, but then everything is getting linked together. But...
I wonder, maybe we ought go online and go through pictures of her from her movies and see if she's wearing that black dress. But it doesn't seem like a Hollywood dress unless she's mourning in the movie that she's in.
But I mean, like a long black dress for
like a ball gown
for like
dress.
galas or parties or something. I mean, old Hollywood was very garish and
that's why I'd say that, because
now,
this,
I suppose, but
it looked more like the kind of a dress you'd wear if you were in mourning for something.
Mhm.
You
I'm just trying to see if there's any connections on the previous encounters we had with her sisters. Maybe seeing patterns are not even there, but at this point...
I'll tell you one thing, and this just might be my own prejudice, because Barry is kind of an attractive man. The fact that he's married, I was shocked, but that he doesn't have any kids, and he collects dresses.
Oh, okay. Now I have, according to the legend, does La Llorona, one of her prey, let's say, is on men who have been unfaithful.
That's true.
So, seeing that he doesn't have any kids, or he claims he doesn't have any kids, is there a possibility that
he's been here for years?
All right, I know you're a Catholic priest and all, but that is people can be happily in a committed relationship and not have children. That's a
It's
choice.
true.
People can make. Not everybody believes that contraceptives are a sin.
They might physically not. They might physically not be able to bear children.
No, I understand that concept, believe it or not, but I'm just pointing this out because of the situation we are in. We already have encountered La Llorona how many times?
If this was her victim, why hasn't she killed him yet?
Yeah,
You know?
I think this is not a connection.
I think a more prudent line of investigation is the woman's house whose the child's body in the trunk was found. Like that.
Yes,
Right.
I would agree. I agree with June there. I think
That's a possibility.
I think as insane as it might sound, that Nathaniel seeing that film clip was a coincidence, and that this dude's weird fetish has nothing to do with what's going on in the supernatural situation that we're in.
It was very specifically that one segment of the film that played, and
Well, maybe we should watch the whole film.
Yeah, let's watch it. Yeah.
See what the whole thing is
Whole
about.
religions have been built out of coincidences.
That's true.
You know, it's how much do you want to read into it? I mean, if you think every little thing is a sign from some supernatural entity, that's one way you can choose to live your life, I suppose.
I'm thinking too that we've all been attacked now a number of times. We might just be grasping at straws, looking for
However,
meaning and nothingness.
let's not discount the fact that even though maybe the connection with the children, they didn't die that we know of, but they were taken away from her. And that was one
That's true.
that came in my experience there, was talking about something was taken away from her, and now she's going to take something from me.
Right, but again, she was never back here.
Yeah.
You talked about how these sisters take avatars, in a sense, right? They possess people.
Yeah,
I
but
wonder.
But she wasn't here. She wasn't in this place by this river. She
that's
left as a
true, but what if
teenager.
there is a connection.
If anything, she abandoned her young brothers, right? Like, why would La Llorona possess somebody who abandoned children? I mean, she abandoned her own children, sure, but I mean, she killed her own children.
We should look it up to see if we can find her husband and children in England or in the media of some sort. Because what if they didn't? What if she said they went back and she murdered them? And they're
Well, we've
buried in
been
the
Googling
basement.
her a lot. Or have we? What year is it? How sophisticated are smartphones?
2009.
So
Yeah,
I guess
we've
iPhones are
got
The
the
iPhone
they're
has just
new-ish.
released.
Yeah, they're new.
Well, we've got the internet, so
Yeah, I would say if you have a credit rating above like 40, you have a smartphone.
Well,
Oh,
guess who
I've got
doesn't
40,
have
so
one?
I've got a
I have my
smartphone.
little
Yeah.
flip BlackBerry.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I
Plus
have a smartphone.
we knew what we were getting into when we
I'm
came here.
still
We might have a
paying for
laptop.
minutes.
But that would be back at the resort.
In
Right.
those days, I don't want to jump on the conspiracy bandwagon, but in those days it would have been probably fairly easy to say, oh, my family ran off to England, never to be seen again, because
And nobody would ever look into it.
it'd be too hard. You'd have to almost just go there yourself to verify that.
And we didn't by chance anywhere in the house see a white dress that La Llorona would wear.
No.
Okay, just get on somebody with a smartphone, get on the internet, just look up her family, see if they're still around.
The
Or
Wilder
it could be that
family.
That the rest of the
yeah,
world
it's not listed.
doesn't know who this person is, so there's not a bunch of research on her.
We could have a movie
Not
night.
all this guy.
Yeah, maybe
I'm
tomorrow
going
we'll come and watch a movie.
Or we watch the one you just bought.
Yeah.
Well,
you
we
do
can
that.
watch that back in the hotel, but we want to watch the one that Nathan's
Oh, so that's not the one you
vision
bought.
was. I don't
You
know.
bought
was it?
you bought the Devil's Eyes, right?
Yeah.
You could have bought one of the ones that had the line.
Okay, we'll assume that I did then.
Great. You're Googling Andrew Wilder, and you find an obituary for him in like 1985.
Okay.
But he's survived by 2 children.
Okay. Then she did drown them. So that's a dead end.
But that's something to think about, that her children were, then again, she drove them away, according to what Barry has told us, because of her alcoholism. And anyway, she was drowning herself.
But
Yeah,
I mean, the record of murders that we have that have taken place, the murders and disappearances, extend back to a time when she had left. If I'm not mistaken, they were occurring in her absence. They were occurring here in this town while she was physically elsewhere doing movies. Her family never lived here. She never lived here as an adult.
Yeah, the first instance
I
is
don't know how much there is
40s.
here, other than our own paranoia.
Yeah, the only thing that I could say, like, if this is, a connection, I do know that, yeah, she left Baleford, but maybe
Baleford never leaves you.
maybe the spirit has the strongest connection to here and just latched onto the area, if that is indeed what happened.
I think we're grasping at straws.
Yes, but I do want to, I mean, the lady who had a dead kid in her trunk. I mean, if there's going to be a suspect number one for somebody possessed by a child murdering ghost.
Yeah, we have to go over there.
Yep, that's our next.
Do we know where that house is, or?
Is that the one that's been washed away? Remember, there's like a haunted house, and that house has been washed away. Was that her?
There was a haunted house that was just destroyed and now turned into an empty lot. As for the house where the body was found in the steamer trunk, that still exists.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it was sold at an estate auction, and you can assume that someone else lives there now.
And it's late, so we need to go back.
Yes, it's about 9:30.
Yeah, we can look this up in the morning.
After we fight off that law. Well, it's not pouring down rain. Maybe we're going to get the night off.
It's not raining, yes.
That's because we beat her, right? Like, that's what we found the last time when she attacked us in the hotel.
Yeah, she kind of, but then tomorrow it might start raining again, in which case we got to be on guard.
All right, so from what I'm hearing, everyone's heading back to the resort.
Well, let's do a little detour. I want to go back by the river bank.
Okay.
And grab a stick, something, about like that.
Okay.
And take it back to the hotel with me.
Yeah, you can do that.
An idea.
So it's nighttime. The only illumination nowadays that you're getting is from the yellowish street lights and the houses off in the distance. Everyone's settled in for the night. The patrols have gone home because it's no longer raining. As you drive down to the muddy river banks, your car enters this depression and you open the door. You hear the waves of the river outside. It is lonesome. You can find a piece of wood easily enough from one of the local trees.
Yeah. One of the ones that witnessed her trying to throw the kid in the water. I'm going to make a sharp, pointy stick.
That's easy enough to do, so you do it.
What are you doing there? Making a walking stick, or?
Well, it's part of that legend that I read. The only way to fight her off was with a stick from a tree where she murdered the children that witnessed it. So I'm just kind of, maybe this will be something that hurts her.
It's a good thing you remembered that, because I didn't.
So I'm going to take the stick back and then I'll whittle it to a sharp, pointy stick.
All right. Who's driving, by the way?
It means I'll probably get close enough to her to where she grips my head off. I'm driving.
Okay. So the drive back to the Seven Hawks Resort is uneventful. You check in. The nervous attendant is there, Jenny. She says, "Oh, hello." She jumps up when you open the sliding doors open. Enjoy your night.
Thank you.
Did we get anything to eat?
Yeah, who's making the popcorn for this?
We order
I
a
think
pizza.
we've said we were going to eat a couple of times.
We had
I'll
pasta.
let's see if we can order a pizza.
Is there a bar or something open late at the resort or anything?
Yeah, of course there's a bar. It's a resort.
All right. I'll get a Mai Tai
All right.
and a pizza.
Great. So you load up on snacks, and you're heading back to the suite, where Ahern is also sharing one of the rooms because you've all decided to sit together. The suite has a DVD player as well as a flat screen TV, so you should be good on that end. And you're gonna watch the movie.
I don't like the look on your face there.
I'm always
just
smiling.
waiting for something to happen.
She's gonna leap from the TV.
All right, so there's a bit of black and white artifacts from the age, but it flickers on, and Ahern, he walks by and he folds up a seat. He's interested in what you're watching too. And no, nothing weird happens. You are watching this movie, and just to summarize it, it is where Liston plays a vengeful woman on the trail of the men who led her sister into a sordid life before she was eventually murdered. Liston's character starts the film as a heroic character, but her cruelty escalates as she until she kidnaps the final victim's son to lure him to his death. She kills the main villain, but is herself gunned down by the police. And that's the movie.
No hiccups, nothing weird.
There's the line that you hear again, Nathaniel, but it just
Means something different in context.
makes your hair stick up.
Yeah.
Just hearing it again. You can't help but think, is she directing this to me?
So now, how was the movie? We're a little bit more sophisticated in our tastes of movies nowadays. Did we find it typical, boring, ridiculous plot line, or was it pretty good?
It was pretty good for its time. I would even say 8 out of 10. If you're
So she was a
putting yourself in
decent
the mindset.
actress.
Yes.
Obviously. I just kind of feel like we're walking along though.
Nothing.
Yeah, I think this is not the connection.
I'm with Andy. I think we need to get to that house where the body was actually found.
Yeah, nothing's grabbing me here.
Did we look into the house and see if it's currently in ownership, residence, someone living there?
The house where the
child was found in the trunk.
Must have been sold pretty cheap, because who would want to have a house
I know,
associated with that?
They don't always tell people when they're buying a house about the
True.
bad things that happened.
That's true, but
I think White Pages was around in 2009.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So someone currently lives there.
Well, dang, can't go knocking on the door.
Well, we can call her on the phone and tell her that we're doing research and that would she mind if we dropped by? We don't want to intrude, but
Sure.
yeah, I'll try that. I'll call her on the phone.
All right. Well, it's about
Him or her.
11:30 at night. right
Oh,
now.
then I won't.
It's kind of late. Yeah.
I'll do that tomorrow.
let's get some sleep. We had quite a day.
Okay. Excellent. So, you all drift to sleep. Let's go.
Me with a stick under my pillow.
Yeah, that's fine.
A sharpened stick.
All right, Everett, it's your turn. You drift to sleep only to open your eyes to find yourself in the back of a vehicle. It is a familiar vehicle because it smells like your family. There's that familiar and then smell, and then you look around, and this is your sister Julia's car. And you're in the back seat. She's in the front seat. She's joking around with you.
Julia.
Yeah?
You, I think we need to pull over.
She is speeding down the road. There is a bridge ahead.
No, Julia, slow down. Slow down, Julia. Just
Why? We're gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine.
no, you need to listen to me, Julia. We just stop the car, okay? Please.
Be a inner social roll. Social roll.
$33 is a regular success on Persuade.
Okay. She senses the worry in your voice, and she pulls over right before she gets on that fateful bridge. What's up?
This. I don't know. I've had this dream so many times, Julia. It's always funny. I always get older, but you're the same as you were that last day. I've never got you to be able to stop before. It's a weird thing, getting what you want sometimes.
She rolls her eyes. Look, everything's gonna be fine.
Wish that was true, Julia. Sometimes things they don't turn out okay.
I mean, even if they don't, that's fine too. You just gotta pick yourself back up.
You can't always do that, Julia. Sometimes you can't pick yourself back up. Sometimes you reach the end of that road and that's the end of it. There is no carrying on, there is no optimism, there is no can-do attitude. It is just the end.
You're talking silly.
Horrible, horrible end.
We've got our whole lives ahead of us.
Yeah.
Right. And that's that for your dream. As for June, you're back in the classrooms. You've got a larger class, one of 25, all elementary schoolers. And they're all talking and waiting for the teacher to get up from their desk and start the lesson. What are you teaching today?
We're gonna be learning reading. I'll be doing a little read along with them, a little book.
Okay.
Dr. Seuss
Sure.
classic.
All right. And when you open that book to read to your class, it says The Legend of La Llorona.
Well, I must have grabbed the wrong book, boys and girls. I think I'm just gonna let me see if I can find a different book over here.
And as you motion to put the book down, you take one step, and there's a splash of water. Your socks are soaked. The water is rising in the classroom.
Oh. How are the children reacting?
Some are playing around in the water, some are screaming.
Okay, let's all get in line in order, number order. We're gonna leave the classroom. It is okay. It's just a little leak. We'll call Mr. Randy and he'll come fix it. I'm like trying to open up the door and
All right, give me a social skill roll.
Okay. Persuade. Persuade. Okay. Okay. No, that's a 94.
All right, so perhaps you don't quite have your wits about you and you fumble for the doorknob, but it just won't open. It looks like bands of black hair are keeping it shut, and the water is just rising. All the kids are just now screaming. It's going up to your torso, their heads.
Yeah, I was about to say that's head height for a 5-year-old.
Correct.
Okay, everyone, let's get on our tables and
Start making a
trying to
swim
pick them
roll.
up and putting them on. Oh, sorry, what?
Swim for
No.
your life.
Swim roll. Oh boy, no, it's a fail.
All right, so you are washed away, and you see these kids swept away from this humongous wave as it smashes the windows of your small classroom, and you wake with a start. Roll sanity, please.
That is actually a success. 18.
All right. And that's going to be 0, but as you wake up, you hear her voice, and you can't quite tell if it's a dream or not because you're hearing, "I'm going to drown your children." All right, Nathaniel. You're out. Atlantic Ocean. It's swaying because you're on a boat. You're with your children, Ellie. Your daughter, Ellie. Teaching her how to fish. And it's a still, the ocean is still. There is Massachusetts, quite a distance away.
All right. Hey, Ellie, you gotta... All right, when you get a hit, when you get a good striper on the line, you gotta let it snag for just a second, okay? Don't pull right away. You're just gonna take it right out of its mouth. You gotta let it hit, maybe half a breath, then you pull it taut, okay? Just like I taught.
Dad, I think it bit. Oh, it's pretty big. And then she lurches forward, almost going off the boat. But
Whoa,
she's hanging on because her foot's caught against the edge. Mm-hmm. It looks like she's about to get dragged in.
Oh, Ellie, it just... I sort of grabbed her. Grab it. All right.
Deep in the water, you can see a humanoid figure. It reminds you of a mermaid, a siren even. But they have long black hair. Did you succeed that roll?
I did. Just
okay.
Right.
And when you look up, just to see what exactly did Ellie catch, you see the body straddling the water of Frances Liston. It's her face, the face of this mermaid, and you tug Ellie back, and she's just hugging and crying into your like body.
All right, come here, Ellie. Don't quit looking at that. You don't need to see that. That's
The face watches you from the water.
Jesus, I'm cutting the line. Jesus.
And as you cut the line, you wake up. All right, Rooster. You're actually back on the lake. You're with your new partner, Dr. Remy Polanski.
Hey, Remy.
And he has an adopted son named Luke, one that you've grown quite fond of. You don't know how you're here, but you're back at that fateful lakeside cottage with the ice frozen over. You're all ice skating. You know you shouldn't be. You know that ice is a little thin.
It's a little thin. Guys, we need to get off of the lake. It's a little too thin. I can hear it cracking.
Oh, nonsense. Let the kid have his fun.
Don't nonsense me. You know that my brother died drowning in the lake during the winter. Luke,
right.
Come over here.
Give me a social roll.
27 is persuade. Where's my persuade? I'll spend 2 luck to pass.
Wonderful. All right, so Remy, he goes, oh, well, shit, I should have known. All right, well, Luke, this way. We got to get off this ice. And it starts to crack and spider web. And you make it to the shore safely as the ice starts floating. And there is a voice that just says, all around, through and it's coming from the snow-capped trees, and it just says, "I'm going to drown your children."
I'm going to turn around and say, "Fuck you, La Llorona."
And that's when you wake up.
I probably had the stick in my hand when I.
Yeah, maybe you're grasping it. You've instinctually grasped it. All right, Andy, you're at the mall. You are with your 2 daughters. And there's a lot of people here today. It's like it's Black Friday.
Yeah, I think I'll just be, I don't know, I guess I got one daughter on each side. Maybe they're just tagging along, just hearing what they're saying. They're 3, so they're just going to point at everything they see, I think.
Yeah, they're excited. They're excited to be out here in the mall with just a plethora of people. They're sticking close to you. But that's when a larger woman bumps into you, and you momentarily let go of your kids. Hey, watch where you're going. And then your kids are just gone, lost in this crowd of people. And you're looking around, no one's caring. They all are going about their business, going about their lives. And you might be panicking. How are you feeling?
Oh, yeah. He won't even take mind of the woman. He's just gonna instinctually just look for his little girls.
Yeah, 1 second they were there and now they're not. And I'd like a spot hidden roll.
That doesn't count. Okay. Oh, that is a regular success.
All right, so you don't know how they got further away. They're like almost halfway across your line of sight. And they're sitting on the staircase. Actually, no, they're sitting on the edge of a fountain. The mall fountain. Playing, having fun. And you just breathe a sigh of relief. Until you see the woman in the fountain. Hair, thick strands of hair floating on the top of it. And this fountain, it's incredibly deep. Not like any other mall fountain that's just maybe half a foot deep. It's like she's submerged in it and she's moving slowly towards her children. You know what she's going to do, right?
Yeah.
So what are you going to do about it?
I'm going to try to tackle La Llorona.
Okay. Well, as you're trying to push your way through, there's these throngs of people that are just getting in your way. How are you going to deal with that? Because she's getting closer to your kids.
I'm going to push and shove.
Give me a fighting roll.
Okay, and it's just yell, saying, that woman's going near my daughter. Please help. And then I'll do fighting roll. Oh, that is a regular success. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. One last question.
Yeah.
You have pushed your way through the crowd. Do you help your children get away, or do you attack La Llorona?
I'm going to help my children get away. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you grab both of your daughter's hands and you make it away. You get away from this awful visage of the bloated face with hair dangling down, and she's just watching you. And you wake up to the sound of rain. You all wake up to the sound of rain. It's about 7 a.m. and it is pouring. Richard Ahern is up. He's made tea for all of you. He has the radio on. And there is a news report. He nods and he says, well, we've got quite the storm. There's actually a news reports that say that the levees are in serious danger and that residents along the river and in low-lying areas need to evacuate. It's pretty bad. And actually, if you look out the window, there's a sandbagging effort right at the river.
Holy shit, I forgot about the flood.
Okay,
No, I mean the flood, according to the Bible, happened such a long time ago, and God
No,
never
no,
remember
no,
to do
flood.
it again.
No. And I'm gonna pull up the photograph of the kid's picture of the flood.
Yeah, that's a flood.
Yeah,
We're all
can
saying.
we?
Everyone?
Can we?
Yep, 0-1.
Okay.
I pass. Oh, these were done by children in the apartment building?
Yes.
A dead child.
That by a
Yes.
dead child. Based on the topography, we've driven around the town a bit, and where the levees are. If the levees break, where do we think this is? The bridge? Does this look like where the bridge would be?
I've been
think
here
that's the
for a
bridge.
bit longer than the rest. Do I recognize this bridge, Alex?
One of the only bridges that is prominent in the art style, in the way that the child depicted it, is the bridge with the triangle support structures, and that is the Vista Bridge.
Yeah,
One
that's if it's
The
here,
one
it's
going
Vista
north.
Bridge.
One between here and the meatpacking plant.
Yep. Yeah. The rains are heavier than ever, and there is lightning and thunder.
While we have
People-
reason to believe there's going to be a flood, we should alert somebody.
I think they're already. I mean, the authorities are aware of a flood, right? I mean, they're working on sandbagging it right now.
Yeah, they're sandbagging and putting evacuation notices.
Going now and telling them that there's going to be a flood would just make us seem, I don't know, crazy.
Maybe that reporter lady.
Or remember the one of the articles mentioned Public Works Director John Polovic. You can contact him. And Superintendent Walt Jarvis. That was mentioned in one of the articles we found.
I think I want to tell the reporter lady that I've had a premonition. Yeah, I'll sound crazy, but maybe.
I mean, it's raining heavily and the river is rising, and you're going to predict that it's going to flood. I mean, there have been worse prophecies made. At least yours will come true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe somebody will listen to me and at least get out of go visit their aunt in some other town. Is that Ruth Ellis?
I was about to say, is Ruth Ellis's home in the flood zone? No, that's the woman
that's the woman. Lorraine Sabet. That's the woman at the newspaper.
She lives somewhere downtown. As for the radio, it continues to go on, and it says there is a volunteer drive to reinforce the levee. If you will take anyone, your help would be appreciated.
We have a car. We don't have a truck, right? So
give me a survival roll.
63. What is my survival? No.
Okay.
13.
Or even a drive auto roll. That would work as well.
It's still, I've only got 25 in drive on.
And that's for anyone.
I rolled an 08, which is a regular success on survival.
Okay. So, with your knowledge of cars or survival, if the rain keeps coming down at this rate and there is a flood, cars are going to be useless. You're going to want to look for a boat if you want to get around.
Yeah, cars at this point are going to be a death trap more than anything else.
You can use a car right now. It's not that bad. It's still early.
We can see
Right, but
from
I mean, it being just the thought of being in a car and having a levee break, I can't go through that again.
Where we're at the resort, Is the resort?
Sorry, my
Is the resort low down?
No, it's on a hill.
Okay.
sorry. When I was a teenager, I was in a car accident with my sister. We were hit off a bridge into a river. I managed to get out of the car, but she drowned down there.
Jesus.
I can't stomach the thought of.
I don't blame you.
I can't be in a submerged.
I understand.
Car
Totally
again.
understand. Did anyone else have weird dreams last night? I had horrible dreams.
I think we've all got La Llorona on our heads. I did. I dreamed she was trying to kill my boyfriend's kid. I told her to fuck off.
Yeah, she told me I'll drown your children.
Yep. I was fishing with Ellie, and she turned up.
Same with my 2 girls. I managed to get my kids away from her.
Children.
I think we just.
They're not going to let the kids go to school today, are they?
They have school closures posted on
Yes.
the radio? Okay.
School closures? Okay.
But as you're listening, you're continuing to listen for school closures. There is a luck roll I'd like the lowest person to make.
Oh, okay.
That's
I
going
was
to
about
be
to say,
me.
one of us.
No,
No.
I got 16.
I've got 14.
Oh, okay, Rooster. Yeah, you go.
85.
Okay.
Can I spend sand on my luck?
Of course. That's a good rule. That'd be a funny rule. Oh, what's
So are
everyone
any
doing?
of the schools, so are all the schools closed?
Yeah, they're closed. They're not going to send their
Okay.
kids out.
Okay.
Okay. I mean,
There's nothing we can do if it happens. We need to find we need to call what's her name and see if we can come by and look at the house where the body
Yeah.
was found. Get
With
this
Ellie's
stuff out of the
home.
way.
Is that in the flood zone? That home?
The whole town is, I think.
It might be. It's hard to say.
I think we just
Alright.
need to be careful, right? Like La Llorona attacked the first time and we got rid of her, but she came back again the very next day, if I remember correctly, in our
It's
timeline. So I
boring.
think she's ready to hit again. We just need to be very careful.
We need
Rooster.
to find out who she is and then stop her. Yeah.
Does she only
You get a phone call.
I get a phone call?
Yes, you do. And it's from Kurt.
Well, Kurt!
Rooster.
Kurt, you're okay.
It's been hard, Rooster. Do you have time to talk?
Sure.
Okay.
Do you mind if I put you on speakerphone? Everybody's here. Or do you want to talk privately?
It's fine. Hey, everyone.
Hey, Kurt, it's good to hear from you.
yeah.
I'm sorry for running out on you at the desert. I couldn't handle it, and this doesn't mean I hate you guys. I actually like you guys very much. It's been hard.
You just
Yeah.
had a big loss. We understand.
I might take some time off work and do my own thing, try to find myself.
Where are you at right now?
I'm in Boston for now. Look, I'm seeing a therapist. We're working on it.
Good.
Yeah, what about you? Sounds kind of loud over there.
We're in that
Belfort.
place, Belfort,
Illinois.
Illinois.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
It's raining.
We're following up a lead.
Okay, just be careful,
We will
all
be.
right? And maybe we can hang out or something when you guys
Absolutely.
get back.
It's the first place I'll go in back to Boston when I get home.
Okay. Well, good luck out there.
You got it.
Give me a psychology roll as he hangs up.
That was a little odd.
Sounds depressed.
I think he's not in a good state of mind. I don't know the man, but usually, I mean, people calling to make amends or something.
Not a
It
good
sounds like he's trying to
sign.
put things in order before taking his own life. You might want to contact somebody in Boston.
I passed with a hard. Yeah.
Yeah, basically what Everett has said. He's not doing
I know his sister. I should give her a call.
Yeah, give her a call.
Yeah,
Oh,
give her a
oh
call.
yes, you do know her. Know his sister.
good. Okay. So you look to see Natalie
Mhm.
Winters.
Oh.
Right? And
Yeah.
you're looking on your phone because you still have her number. Number doesn't exist.
Whoa. I mean, it.
Well, did she
didn't-
change her
it
number?
didn't- Yeah, it kind of fizzled, right? You know, like I kind of lost.
It comes to
contact,
your maybe something. Give me an intelligence roll.
but sure. That's 98.
Everyone can do this as well. Besides Everett. Screw you. No.
I got a
You
hard.
said intelligence?
Yeah.
I got
just
a
to
hard
remember.
success. On
All right.
intelligence.
So Kurt never mentioned he had a sister.
But we met a sister, didn't we? Or you met a sister?
Didn't
Yeah,
you?
it was.
You went on a.
for a little bit.
Didn't you say you went on a date with?
Yeah,
Raley?
we went out for a little while. It didn't really work out, but why?
Can
I
you just-
swear he had a sister.
I'm going to call him
Or
back.
Did you go on a date with one of these ladies of one of these sisters?
And to be
maybe?
quite
That was
honest,
not the vibe that I got. But yeah, call him back.
Yeah, I'm going to call him back.
Okay. It's like, hello?
Dude,
Yeah.
you don't sound okay. Do you need to go see someone?
Look, I'm already seeing a therapist. There's tension in his voice.
He's
Yeah.
going to come out here.
Everything is going to be okay. Right?
Okay, well, we came up against some pretty heavy stuff, and it's trying to drive us all towards despair. So don't do anything. I'll be back soon. We can hang out. Things are going to get better,
Okay.
okay? You promise me.
If you could hear tears on the other side, you might.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Dude,
Kurt,
do you have a sister?
I don't have any family left.
Dude, I'm a long way away. I need you to at least, call your therapist.
Okay.
Kurt, if
Yeah.
you-
We all
I
care
don't.
about
I don't
you.
have. My parents passed, and I was an only child. So
Okay.
Kurt, I'm going to give you my home phone number up in Rockport. If you need to get out of Boston for a while, take some time off from your job,
okay.
call that number. Got plenty of guest rooms there for you.
He gives you a half-hearted. Yeah. Okay.
Wait, someone
Just
get Brenda to
ask
go
him.
check up on him.
Maybe we can get Brenda to go see
Call
him.
Brenda and have her check up on him.
Does he
She's out of
doesn't
the
actually really
hospital.
know Brenda, does he?
You know.
it was
He
brief.
knows Brenda.
Yeah. What's your address? Let's Brenda can come over and take a look at you.
Yeah, he gives you the address.
All right.
Okay. Actually, give me a psychology. No, give me a social roll because now you're really pushing.
Ooh, I didn't make that.
Would you allow any of us to Tony Rooster?
This is going to be a push roll if one of you try.
Oh,
I've got a postcard I'd like to send him.
You can send that when you're at a post office or a mailbox.
Well, I mean, as a way to get his address if he's being cagey.
That's still like a fast talk because you're trying to use a degree of deception. So next roll is going to be push roll.
Yeah, I don't want to do that because he'll
Yeah.
hang up. Dude, we care about you.
I know. I'm doing fine. Really. I'm working it
No,
out with my
just-
therapist.
Sorry.
Who are you?
My name's Everett. I don't know who you are, but I believe that the world would be a better place with more honesty. I think when we're not feeling fine, it's important to just say it. You know, these people are your friends, Kurt, and from the sound of your voice, it doesn't sound like you're fine. You know, is everything okay? Like, I don't know what you've been through, but since I met these people, I've been attacked by a water ghost multiple times, and I'm kind of scared, you know, out of my fucking mind. So it's okay if you're not okay. You know, these people will understand if anybody on Earth can understand. You know, just be honest with your friends.
All right. That's going to be a push roll so roll it.
Oh, good.
Roll a social skill roll. Interpersonal skill.
Let's see, I got a persuaded 50. This is a good having the coin flip. No, that's a 73.
Can't use luck on a push roll. And he's like,
Oh yeah, that's right.
all right, well, I don't know how long you've been listening, but just stop. Some things you have to do yourself, okay? Stop pestering me, please.
All right.
And he hangs up. Roll sand.
All of us?
No, just you.
Oh yeah, because
Me? Oh, me.
Yeah.
because
Sorry.
the sister
Yeah.
thing.
What is up with the sister thing? That's actually a pass, though.
All right, that's still going to be 1 because that's like...
Sure.
Actually, June, can you describe?
You
Who
met
this
her.
is?
She was the barista at the coffee shop when all of this happened.
Yeah, that's true. Now I'm just wondering does she fit? There's no way. That doesn't make any sense.
Maybe you misunderstood
Did he live in that
what she
building?
said.
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
he lived in the building.
He lived in that building.
Yes.
Yeah.
And his
And
girlfriend
this-
was the Avatar.
Was the Avatar.
Yeah, she tried to get him to commit suicide.
I mean, are we that surprised? I mean, these ladies can do a lot of things. I mean,
I guess so. They're what they're trying to do is just drive us. They're playing with us. I gotta
We need to
call
take
the
actions.
the
Yeah.
house and see if I can get a hold of somebody there.
All right, so who are you calling?
Calling the house in the white pages that
The
we want
old
to
Ruth
go to.
Ellis house. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it. So this is Miss Tremont, Mrs. Tremont. Hello.
Hi. You don't know who I am. My name is Cole McInnes, and we're in town doing some research on some of the town's history. And we were wondering if it would be okay if we came by just for a little bit and took a look around the estate that you're in. We've run across the name Ruth Ellis a couple times, and we know that that's where she used to live. We're just a little curious about the area. Would that be okay? We don't want to intrude.
Give me a persuade roll.
Oh, 007.
All right.
James Bond.
All right. So
Yeah.
she says, well, it's a hell of a day to come by because if you're already in Baleford, you know it's probably going to flood.
It's pretty rainy, yeah.
I suppose you could stop by, but I'm on my way to help with the sandbagging effort.
All right. We really just want to drive by and take a look at the house. We just didn't want to intrude in any way.
Okay, I might still be there if you're fast
All right.
enough.
It would probably 15 minutes.
Okay,
All right. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Well, let's go before it floods, before it rains.
It's already raining.
Yeah.
Your water is to your ankles right now.
you know, this
Inside the apartment?
No. Like if you're outside, getting to your car.
this storm has kind of got me worried because every time she strikes, or at least is at her strongest, it's been raining, and this is going to be the worst of them all.
Now she's
Something's
flooding.
going to happen.
Yeah.
Something's going to happen today. I can feel it. She's coming for someone or us or both.
I mean, talking about this I was getting on Nathaniel's case about reading into coincidences. But I mean, she gave dreams to all of you, threatening people that you know elsewhere. And now Kurt, who has had contact with these entities, is calling us today.
Wonder if he had dreams.
I wonder
if
he had dreams as well.
He must maybe had a visit from his friend.
Targeting him from afar.
Yeah.
Let's go drive by that house, and then let's join the efforts to sandbag, because that's most likely where she's going to attack us.
I agree.
We need to be ready for that, or I don't know, how can we be ready for that?
Well, I got my stick. Let's bring our stuff, our baseball bats and our...
Katana. Looks over to Everett.
Okay, so you are going to drive through the floodwaters. Let me see a drive roll to see if we have... if you get there in time to question the homeowner.
Okay.
Don't drive over moving water.
I got 15 out of 25. I'll do 3 points of luck to make it a hard.
Save your luck.
All right. Good,
So,
'cause I don't have much luck.
as you are driving through Baleford, you can see that it's getting a lot worse. At the portions where the river is, it's flooding pretty bad. The sewer grates are getting clogged up with debris. Stuff is just furniture is outside and just floating away. Water is up to your ankles, and you're just trying to just drive through it, splashing this brackish brown water up. It's nasty. And meanwhile, the rain is relentless. You get to Ruth Ellis's residence, now owned by Mrs. Tremont, and she is a older woman, maybe mid-40s, wearing waders. She's got a raincoat on. She's like, "Are you guys the reporters?"
Yes, I called. Researchers.
Researchers. Okay, well, what exactly do you need to see? I know of the house's history, all right, but I haven't noticed any ghosts.
No. I want it. Is it near the river itself?
The Ruth Ellis estate? Check.
Yeah.
It's in the middle of town, like right next to the downtown business district.
It doesn't have like a riverbank in the backyard. Or,
no.
This might be another empty.
Well, it doesn't hurt. If she's going to let us look around, it doesn't hurt to look around.
Yeah.
Okay, well, just try your shoes. She's laid out a rug, and I can show you the attic.
Excellent.
Great.
Looking at the home.
Yes.
Does it have a crawl space underneath it?
I would say that
like raised. It's like raised, or is it?
Yeah. No, it doesn't.
Okay. Good, because I wouldn't want to crawl under there.
But it probably has a basement.
It does have a basement.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty standard middle class home, standard middle class furnishings. And she takes you upstairs. The attic is located like through a closet, so you have to climb up and open the door up. And even in here, you can see a little bit of water dripping in from the rain.
Anything left of the old place?
Oh no, I dumped all of that.
All that furniture and stuff.
Yeah. Yep. I heard some pretty nasty stories.
What did you hear?
That just some woman went crazy and probably hacked up a little kid. Horrible.
Yeah.
I think she was a local postal worker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and then she got like divorced from her husband.
Sad stuff.
Yeah, but here it is, and she gestures out at the attic's glory.
We look around. It's probably nothing
It's
up
just
here.
an attic. It's
Yeah.
old. It's dark. Hasn't been used.
Well,
You might be able to see
I take some
a
photos.
dark stain. Probably where the blood has dried a long time ago.
I'll take some
But it could be
photos.
anything.
Yeah.
Very well.
Let's get out and help them with the rain, the sandbagging and stuff.
Okay. So, as you are heading downstairs, Mrs. Tremon, she says, are you, so you're just in town for, what, the week? To look up, what, ghost stories?
Kind of, yeah. And we didn't expect the rain.
Yeah, it's been raining a lot.
We've been
in
following
Belford.
up some of the current locals' fear of the La Llorona legend.
Oh, it's just some sick serial killer. I don't believe in
You
those
think
types
so?
of ghosts. Yeah, what else could it be?
This sort of rain, is it fairly common to get here? What's the
this is the rainiest city in America.
I mean, what makes you convinced that it's maybe convinced is the wrong word, but suspect the serial killer?
It's gotta be. Not that many children go missing, and then, like,
Yeah.
have you seen the missing person statistics?
Some sort of pedophile or...
Yeah. God,
Yeah.
I hope they
Yeah.
catch them.
Well, we are so sorry for taking up any of your time.
Oh no, it's good to see other people willing to help out. And from my understanding, you're going to help out with the sandbagging effort.
Yeah, we
I'm
might
heading
as well
there. You
when
can follow
we're
my
here.
car, and you can see that she also has like a canoe strapped onto her hatchback.
Cool.
Smart.
In case the car flips over. Just
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I heard
Have
it's
we
going to
thought
get
about-
worse.
Have we thought about going to like sporting goods store, trying to see if we can pick up a kayak or something?
Or a raft or something. Yeah, we
Or a
should.
raft, yeah.
That'd be smart.
Haven't
Yeah, there's
figured
a
out, but
sporting
we'll
goods
look.
store down the street.
Hopefully they're
Maybe
not
we'll-
sold out, given like how.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll see you down there. And she drives away.
Okay.
So
Also-
as you get over to the sporting goods store, sorry, I cut you off.
No. Oops.
Okay. All right. At this point, luck roll. For a group luck roll, please.
Oh,
Get stuck
that
on the
again?
rooster.
Yes.
It's me.
Yes, it is.
93.
93. Okay, so you have available to you
Bow and arrow.
there is a single jet ski that carries 2 people,
Too expensive.
and there is a canoe that can carry 4 people.
What are we supposed to do? Walk around with a canoe? How about could we get a... No, that's just silly. I was going to say an inflatable
There's some pool
bed.
floaties.
Inflatable bed, yeah, pool floaty.
Actually, probably grab some life jackets.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You grab life jackets.
Okay.
Not ideal, but good worst case scenario.
Yeah, she's just going to grab your blue one there while you're floating along. And
They
Unlucky.
Also, do they have a hammer or anything?
Of course they
for,
do.
for vehicles to get
Yep.
to break a window out.
That's a good
and
idea,
get submerged.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah, you got one of
Things
those.
to, like cut seat belts. And smash your window out.
All right. So, is anyone getting any boats, or are you just going to?
canoe's just too much.
Life
if it was
jacket.
I'll pick up a
inflatable, we
baseball
could...
bat if there's any. I don't think I
Yeah,
have
Yeah, there's a
grab one of
baseball
those.
bat.
one. Yeah.
Or hockey stick. Really.
So
Okay.
all of us have
This
baseball
shit.
bats now.
Yeah.
Are we
If
gonna
you want.
Are we gonna get extra nets as well?
I mean, you
If
can
you
do
want.
that.
And I see Nathaniel nodding like, "Let's get an extra net."
Hell yeah.
Okay, so an extra net and Okay,
a couple
sounds
of
good.
machetes.
We still doing the
Yeah,
bear?
sure.
All right. Let's go out and help these people. We know there's going to be a flood, so we're going to help the people, but we're not going to help them where we think the flood's going to sweep us away.
Very
Actually,
nice.
in the kid's picture, the bridge is fine. It's the water's going underneath the bridge
Right.
in the picture.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, so you drive on over to the river where the sandbagging effort is. And at this point, you're maybe half a foot over ankle deep, so maybe a foot of water. And you have to drive your car on and keep your car on out of the water, so you're maybe driving a little off road on the hilly side. That's where you park, or you park somewhere safe. And you can see there are a lot of townsfolk at work.
Yeah.
And this is very apparent because you can see all of the people of color are on like one side helping each other out, and then Caucasian people are on the other side helping. They're like avoiding each other.
Okay. Let's go help out the.
Yeah,
Is our
You see Esteban there.
oh, he's
Yeah, let's go help
What's he
out
doing with the
Esteban. and
cracked-
his-
He got dismissed. It wasn't as bad,
Not much you
apparently.
can do about fractured ribs, right? So.
Yeah.
nothing.
At least he's in a
Nothing slows-
directing capacity.
Yeah, I'll say something like, "Cracked rib can't keep you down, eh?"
No, my people, they need me. Good to see you again. And you can
We
see
need
on the
to
other
be
side, like,
cautious.
yeah, there's Sheriff Zerny and some of the other townsfolk on the other side.
Esteban, we need to be cautious. This weather, it leads us to believe that she's going to strike again.
We beat her though.
Yeah.
But she went right back into the river. She's not defeated.
She'll come back probably
She's going to
today.
come back.
Antonio just does
So
the sign
let's-
of the sign of the
We
cross.
won a battle. but not the
Evacuate your
war,
children.
as the
I
old
don't know what else to
platitude
say,
goes.
but
Is the meatpacking plant on high ground?
Medium. So it's like it's not the highest, but it's in the middle.
But it's a big industrial plant, right?
Yeah. So it's got a lot of
So-
concrete foundation.
A lot of
that's
concrete
raised.
foundation, right? So you get your kids up to that area.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, sandbags go there, and hopefully we can stop this from getting too bad. So at this point, it's around 11, and you're going to like help each other.
Yeah.
Is everyone just sticking where they are, or are they going to doing something else?
Well, I kind of want to stick with Esteban's group.
stick
So
together.
whatever
yeah.
they're doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's not split up too much.
All right. Yeah, it's like those people. He shakes his head in anger when he looks towards Sheriff Zerny's group.
And even when trying to mitigate a catastrophe, it's very divided here, isn't it?
Yeah,
Look, let's
is.
keep our spirits up. Let's sing a song as we're filling up bags.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. But do any of you have craft sing?
I
I
do
will-
actually.
Oh,
All right, then
Do it.
roll it.
Oh no.
She's gonna sing something in French, and then we'll.
That is a 32 out of 45.
You know, this is as you're standing here in the pouring rain, it's a beautiful moment because you start to sing, and it's like a well-known song. What song is it?
Oh God. Something uplifting, something that'll make us feel good about ourselves.
All right.
Hey, Macarena.
Oh no,
no.
no. We're out.
Running up that hill and running.
Something with
Yeah,
a beat,
and you actually sing, people join in, and people from the other side, they also join in, and you get people more relaxed, and they start to help each other out.
Cool.
So, okay, pretty good. And you're keeping your spirits up as you're piling these sandbags up, trying to stop this water, but when it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Because you're all in the water, this brackish water itself. People are pulling up in their own boats and their canoes and their kayaks. You even see someone on a paddleboard. You start to hear cracking
Okay.
from the levee.
Like from the levee?
Yep.
The levee's starting to go! Everybody out of the way.
Yeah, people are starting to wade away.
Yeah, I'm not going to be anywhere near that.
Yeah, no, out of the way.
All right. Esteban, he actually has a friend with a boat, and he directs you onto the boat. And when the levee just breaks, and now the waters need a chest deep, as the floodgates have opened. There is water everywhere. You can see that people are trying to wade to safety. People are swimming away, and it's pretty bad. People are heading towards a church where they're using that as shelter, and people are being urged to evacuate. Someone has a radio.
Yeah, get to high ground.
Right. So at this point, this lower area, the lower residential area, is all flooded. Any cars the water is up to the windows of cars, so there is no way you could operate an automobile at this point. Well, at least we tried.
Is this a fairly large boat?
Yes. It's a boat that can fit 6 to 10 people. 6 to 8 people.
Well,
And-
then we need to start going into the town in the boat and see if we need to rescue people.
Yeah, I can coordinate that. And then Esteban gets a phone call. Huh? Okay. And his jaw, he looks concerned. And then he starts to look angry. Apparently, one of the children, Veronica Ferreira, she has just gone missing. And then at the same time, someone has the radio on in the boat, and now it's saying that Nathaniel Dukes has also gone missing.
Where were these people last seen?
Both have been playing near their homes.
Okay.
Let's get in a boat and go out to their homes then.
And
There's going to be more. Kids should be out playing in this rain.
Yeah, they need to have evacuated all the children.
right.
They have
but
a-
they were taken from different parts of the town. One from the east, one from the west.
Well, they might have just been caught in the flood and flown and swept away. Do they have
as-
an alarm in this town?
I don't think Amber Alert has been out yet.
Oh yeah, it's been Amber
Yeah,
Alert's in the 90s.
Sometimes they have a big horn in the middle of the town that they.
Esteban, he looks towards you and he says, "You know, the sheriff's only going to focus on the white kid."
All right. Well, let's.
Well, we can go find Veronica. Or try.
It'd probably be better if we split up.
We only got the one boat.
Yeah, we've got the one boat. I might have a friend who owes me a favor. I can call in another boat for you guys if you need it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because
I'm
you've
calling
been
your favors.
a
Call
great
in.
help. You think this is her?
Yes.
She's back?
Most definitely. She's
It's
back.
better to treat it cautiously.
I think the
We're
whole
wrong, we're
flood
wrong.
is her.
Yeah.
I'm almost sure of it at this point. Yeah.
Okay, well, let me call Hector, my cousin. And he rings up his cousin Hector, and he arranges a boat that could fit six to seven. Smaller boat than this one, so you'll be able to navigate the streets easily. But yeah, you've been a great help. All right. Just call me when you're going to return it. I know you're going to do your best to help people, bring the community together.
Hey, do you have another radio?
Yes.
Okay.
There should be one on his boat.
Let's keep in contact, yeah.
We can keep in touch.
Yeah. I'll let you know if I find anyone.
Same here.
All right. So you meet up with Hector, the paramedic, and it's a smaller boat, but it looks like it's been well taken care of and in great condition. So Hector says this will do you good. She will serve you right. Then he hops on board Esteban's boat.
So what's the plan for splitting up here? Who's going to look for Veronica?
Oh, Esteban has his own patrol party with him on his bigger boat. So it's just you're gonna.
You just
got to
look for anybody who needs help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Go. Yeah, head out.
I'm worried about what happens if La Llorona gets a whole bunch of... Is she getting energy from these murders? Is she going to become even more powerful? I hope not.
Alrighty. So, do you have anywhere you'd like to search in particular? Or are you just going to look around?
I originally thought maybe where Veronica was last seen, but I don't know if you guys feel differently.
Well, we don't know the town that much. I'm sure that everybody's in distress at the moment. The town is flooding.
We have a map. We can...
Well, we can cover a lot of ground now since we've got a boat.
Water. Yeah.
We can cover a lot of ground. The ground is completely covered.
Yes. So we can go to, Veronica's neighborhood and just cruise around over there and see if we can't see anything.
Okay.
Is this a motorized boat?
Yes.
An outboard.
God.
All right. So that would be in the eastern part of town, where things are not as good economically for the people that live there.
So let's think about this. We need to grab people and then take them to higher ground, and then come back and get more people as much as we can. So where is the higher ground?
The higher ground is towards the center of town.
All right. So let's...
The
towards
resort,
the south.
I think, is the tallest, is the most highly elevated.
It
place
is.
in the town, is it not?
Yeah.
And there are also some churches that have opened their doors for people to just take shelter in.
There's going to be women and children and people on their rooftops and everything else.
All right. So as you are making your way to the eastern side of Baleford, you're just seeing the devastation. You're seeing just debris and furniture just floating past you. You are seeing houses just hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars of real estate just being pummeled and destroyed, and the lightning flashes across the sky. It slashes the clouds above you, and then the power goes out and it's dark. There's a citywide blackout.
Well,
What
wait,
day
it's
is it?
the middle of the day, right?
Yeah. It's like the afternoon,
Yeah.
And I can imagine it's very
like
cloudy,
1
right?
p.m.
Yeah, it's cloudy.
Yeah, it's cloudy. It's not
not
dark as
nighttime
night.
black,
It's not
right.
Tenebraro nighttime, but it's dark. It's darker. It's gray. And yeah, you can see a woman struggling in the water. She has longer hair and is bundled up.
That woman there, she's
There.
drowning.
Oh.
We need to get her.
Her back is facing you.
Colors her hair.
Black, dark.
They're all
How-
Hispanic.
How is she dressed?
That's true.
She doesn't look Hispanic.
Daniel, get the net.
Yeah, I'm gonna yell out to her and say, "Yeah, ma'am, over here. We got you."
Okay. She turns around and you can see Abby Gordon.
Who's Abby Gordon again?
She's the older woman who has special needs.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
We ran into. Yeah. Come on. Here, take
Pull
the
her
net.
up onto the ship.
Give me a net roll.
What is that
What
exactly?
is that strength?
Throw.
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 I rolled a 19. Whatever. That,
And you throw the net to her, and she says, "Thank you." And she's just shivering because her clothes are soaked to the bone.
yeah, put some. I don't know. Put any extra clothing or blanket.
Yeah, you've got ponchos on. Make sure to check off the net skill or the throw skill for investigator improvement. Are you just going to get her to like safety?
Well, we're
That
going to
will
see if we can pick up more people. There's no point
Yeah.
doing
If
it
she's
one
safe
person
with
at a
us, we
time.
can keep going. Yeah.
Okay. So she's just gonna huddle there, cold and afraid in her little poncho. And eventually you come across two other search parties. One Caucasian, one Hispanic. And there's about like 8 to 10 on each side. They've got boats and they are just screaming at each other. They are cursing at each other. There's like slurs being thrown around. People are pissed because they
How
think
is this productive?
they think that either side is somewhat responsible for their respective kid going missing.
I'm sorry. Children are literally missing, and you're spending your time yelling at each other about who's responsible rather than looking for these children that's lives are in danger. What is wrong with all of you?
Give me a social roll.
I don't
No.
think that's charm, so
No, I will.
I'm not being very charming.
Unlucky.
Roll
I'll
for
spin the
teacher
luck. I'll
voice.
spin the luck.
You'll spend the luck? Okay.
Yeah.
Lives are on the
What's
line,
going down?
folks.
A fail?
10 luck.
10?
No,
Are
I
you gonna-
passed. I'd spend
Okay.
10 luck, but I passed.
Woo!
It's going down in luck. That's what I meant.
Yeah, lucky you spent luck because like you might have seen someone flash a knife or something.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
I'd have leaped onto their boat and beat them up with my baseball.
Yeah, even in these harrowing circumstances when all are suffering the same tragedies, human hatred boils to the surface.
Your children are missing. Go find them, for God's sake.
Yeah, you basically with your teacher voice you scare them straight and they're like, "Oh, okay, fine," and they split up.
It's La Llorona. She's going to affect everybody.
I know. It's she's everyone's in everyone's head.
I'm gonna check on Abby because you said she has like special needs to see if she's okay. Like
She's
all this
afraid.
pressure. Yeah.
She is staring into the distance in wonder at this environmental just event.
Abby, where were you? Where were you going?
Walk.
Where?
Bad day for a walk.
Yes. Yes.
Well, we're gonna get you to safety. We're gonna bring you up to higher ground where it's not all flooded. We just gotta look for other folks along the way.
Okay.
What do you figure we can fit 3 or 4 more people into?
Yeah,
it?
you can. I'll say so. Right, so you're going to look for the children / save anyone you can.
Yeah. Anyone who needs help.
Yeah. There is someone struggling that you see with their personal belongings, trying to just get out of their house, but they don't have a boat and their beat-up automobile is submerged.
Just leave it. Leave it.
I can't. My entire life savings are here. how can I just leave this? This is my life. This is all I've known.
We can't take it.
Your life's worth more than material things.
Easy for you to say. I live day by day.
Well, listen. Grab what you got there. Get in the boat with us. You can't get anything more. You can't take your house or your car with you.
And he's a younger man. And he looks just devastated. And the stuff he's carrying is going to take up space for other people.
Yeah, it's another whole person's space.
Yep.
Why don't you go put all of that stuff in your attic where it's less likely to get wet and then come join us?
I'm going to need a social roll for that. Because, yeah, this is his life.
Get out of here with your making sense.
35, yes, that is a success on.
All right, so, yeah, you're basically convincing him, like, you know, this is your life, this is other people's lives, and since it's in a higher area, you can recover it. So,
yeah,
is that the gist of it?
Yeah. Put it in the attic. Unlikely to flood up there.
He looks at his bag full of all he has, and he's like, okay, you're right.
Take your cash, and that can go in your pocket. Everything else can go in the attic. You're fine. It'll be all right.
Okay. And you see him swim to the second floor and get into the window there. And eventually,
the water was that high.
Yeah. And he puts his life away to return to it later. And he gets into the boat.
Tough break, kid.
He doesn't say anything. He just looks at his property, at the destruction of it. And it takes a long time for him to look away, even when you drive the boat.
Everybody's in the same boat, literally.
Yeah.
I actually, when I was thinking of saying that, I didn't mean it to be funny. I just...
That's okay, no one's
all the
laughing.
people on the block are dying.
I believe the phraseology is no pun intended.
Right. And you're able to pick up some more people. You pick up a family of 3, and you're actually able to fit them all on the boat.
Okay, but now we got to go back and get them
Yeah.
off at high ground.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as you drop, you can drop them off at the church, and they're all very thankful. And the young man who you convinced to leave his stuff behind, he says, "You're a good person." He says that to you, June.
Your life is worth living. So go live it.
He nods and gets off your boat and into the church, where takes the hand of some other volunteer. Meanwhile, the rain is beating down on all of you, and that's when you get a call from Esteban.
Find anything?
Yeah.
Anyone?
And there's a bit of static on the radio, but you're able to hear his voice clear. It's like, yeah, my search party. One of my search parties reports seeing La Llorona heading towards downtown. Yeah.
Let's head towards downtown.
Is that where
We're
we're
already in downtown.
Yes.
I think we're on the outskirts, right? The
We're at the
suburbs,
church.
Yeah.
Poorer areas, yeah.
We can't take our boat. It's too big, but yours should be small enough, and the water should be shallow enough there. I mean, it shouldn't be too shallow there.
We're on it.
All right. Well, good luck. She's been seen in the area. I will pray for you.
Thank
You go out and
Thank
keep
you.
saving people.
Of course. Take care now.
All right, Nathaniel, you got your nets ready?
You know I always do.
Let's go.
Okay. So, as you speed off and manipulate the boat closer and closer to the flooded downtown area, we will end the session there.
Excellent.
Our players included Holly Buto, Morgan Llewellyn, Dan DePolis, Nell Hipple, and myself, with Alex Sun as the Keeper of the Secrets. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members, you can set up private games, and you can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. If you'd like to help support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 a month helps us a lot. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Thom Raley, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure to the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.